Hey guys, how's it going? Figured I'd do a video on the US stove 180,000 BTU furnace. Not too much info online or videos about it, so I figured I'd put one on. One thing I want to put out there is nothing in the description online says you need to build a plenum. So that was kind of a surprise to me. I guess I didn't look into the manual as much as I thought I did, but whatever. So you will need a plenum if you buy this stove, which this isn't the greatest one, but hey, it works, and I can connect up all my ductwork. Get that ran over there. Got that ran over there, both to vent. The blower motors on the back, induction blower, stovepipe, limit switch. You got your damper right here, which in my opinion probably should have been a little better quality. It's pretty flimsy, not that it's going to break, just for the price of the stove, I think that it should have been designed a little better. So, in out, standard. She's ripping pretty good right now. I mean, the firebox is from here all the way up to here. So, get your ash pan right there. Your door. Pretty much that's it. Very easy to start. Throw kindling in there, light it with a torch, and close the door. Put the thermostat on. The blower or the stove does come with a thermostat, so if your house is wired for a thermostat, that's perfect. I had a furnace here already, so I pretty much had everything I needed other than the plenum and stovepipe venting. Overall, the stove works pretty good. It maintains the temp pretty good. What I really like is on the limit switch, if you guys can see it, when the standard presetting is 100 degrees, which is right there, and you got 150, then you got 200. Don't touch the 200, because what that does is when it gets up to the temp in the plenum box, the 200 degree will actually shut the induction blower off when it hits that temperature, so your stove doesn't overheat, which I think is a really cool feature. And I mean, you can adjust it down, but don't adjust it up, because you don't want to ruin your stove or overheat it or chimney fire or whatever, because if you turn it up, it'll go right up to that temp. And right now 200 is pretty good. I got it adjusted just a touch lower, but the second setting is what your blower motor fan kicks on, and the first setting is what it shuts off as. So pretty much you just need to play around with it, see what works best for your house. I really wish that the stove had adjustable fan speeds for the blower motors, because it just stays on till it hits that first off setting, which is 100 degrees, and shuts off at that. So if you want your house at 71, it's going to get up to 71, but it's going to keep blowing the hot air till the temperature comes down, which I don't like, but I'd rather be warm than cold in the wintertime. The stove cranks, I mean, it's awesome. The one thing you definitely want to check for when you get the stove is these bolts around the stove. That is to smush this gasket right here for your firebox door. Those were pretty much all loose, so I tightened them up and got the stove warm and everything like that, and then I checked them again and they were loose again, because metal expands when it gets hot, so they're all tight now. They haven't loosened up. Quite a bit of assembly that needs to be done on this stove when you get it. Definitely a lot of assembly. I mean, if you know what you're doing with electrical and stuff, then that's awesome, but I'm not the best at it, so I had a friend come over and help me, and it was very easy for him. But runs off of a 110 plug right here, so that's a nice feature. I figured I was gonna have to wire it into a junction box up there, and I already had a 15 amp breaker for my furnace, so that worked great. Overall, the stove works pretty good. I mean, this is just the temperature near the stove, but it's just right there. But I mean, it heats my whole basement. Excuse the mess. Heats my whole basement. Heats my whole house. It says it does 3,000 square feet, but I think it does a little less than that. And I think the BTU rating on it isn't as much as it's advertised, which is fine with me. I think for $2,500, what the stove costs, that it could definitely have a couple more features, like some sensors, heat sensors, and adjustable fans, which I'm not sure if you can do that with these blower motor fans, because the air actually cools the stove down. So 10 minutes ago that was at 450, now it's just at 400 on the stove. And once this induction blower shuts off, then the stovepipe comes down pretty good. That was at 450. So when the induction blower is going and you first get a fire going, your chimney is going to be way hotter than the stove, because the stove takes longer to heat up and the chimney is just single wall sheet metal essentially. Yeah, so pretty much I just wanted to make a video, and probably the only one online that has a video on this thing, because I couldn't find anything, and I'm sure you guys are looking for it too. So here it is, and you got any questions, and comment on it. Thank you.